Look, the president never rules out his options as commander-in-chief to protect the national interest of the United States. I can tell you right now with full certainty, we are not postured to, nor do we intend or expect to have to take any military action in Venezuela at any time. The only military presence you'll see in Venezuela is our Marine Guards at an embassy. Okay, that is our goal, that is our expectation, and that is what everything that outlines towards.
But
that said, if an Iranian drone factory pops up and threatens our forces in the region, the president retains the option to eliminate that threat. Under the War Powers Act, if we're going to be involved in something that's going to put us involved in a sustained way, we have to notify you within 48 hours after the fact, and then if it's going to last longer than 60 days, we have to come to Congress with it. We don't anticipate either of these things having to happen. Everything is moving in a very different trajectory right now. On the other hand, if we tell them we don't want to see drones from Iran, as an example, pointed at the United States or threatening our forces or our presence in the region or our allies' presence in the region, and they refuse to comply with that, the president does reserve the option in self-defense to eliminate that threat. We don't see that, we don't anticipate it, but it could happen. But we hope not. We don't want it to happen. On the contrary, if we had to take military action, it would set us back on all these other things that we're talking about. I can tell you military action is not good for recovery and transition. That's not what we hope to see. It's certainly not our goal here. A lot of that will depend on them. But I think it would require the emergence of an imminent threat of the kind that we do not anticipate at this time.
In the wake of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's capture by the US, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have been divided over the legitimacy of the raid. Addressing Congress, Secretary of State Marco Rubio claims Donald Trump did nothing wrong.
Following the dramatic capture of Venezuela's illegitimate leader, Nicolas Maduro, lawmakers on Capitol Hill have been divided over whether President Trump should have ordered the raid in the first place and if he was obligated to inform Congress ahead of time. There's been several closed-door briefings, but Wednesday, Secretary of State Marco Rubio gave his first public testimony about the mission.
We had a narco-trafficking regime that openly cooperated with the FARC and the ELN and other drug trafficking organizations using their national territory.
Rubio says the U.S. is not at war with Venezuela, nor is it occupying the country. But further military action is not off the table if the interim leader stopped cooperating with the U.S.
There will be impediments and unexpected events along the way. What we have found so far is cooperation, respect, dialogue.
Speaking Tuesday, President Trump was more optimistic.
We are working beautifully with Venezuela. I will tell you, they're going to do better now than they ever did.
But acting President Delcy Rodriguez, Maduro's former second-in-command, insists she's governing without U.S. influence.
The people of Venezuela do not take orders from any external factor. The people of Venezuela have a government, and this government obeys the people.
I'm concerned that we haven't really changed the regime enough and that America's dollars are still going to drug runners.
So far, Rodriguez has released hundreds of political prisoners and has signaled she'll allow U.S. oil companies to access Venezuela's vast reserves.
The US government is being sued by the families of two men believed to have been killed in a US military boat strike. Family members of Chad Joseph and Rishi Samaru have filed a wrongful death lawsuit. They're claiming the pair were murdered in an unlawful military campaign on civilian vessels. It's the first court challenge to one of the 36 American missile strikes in the Caribbean. The US government has maintained the strikes have always been part of a war against the drug cartels.